Welcome back, my friends. Well, we're here at the grow room in the garage, and for my blog I just need to know where I am at what time of the year, so I can get some improvements, especially when I rebuild or build and reuse the greenhouse for a grow room and storage area for the plants. I'm just running out of room. The Moneymaker tomato experiment, they're still throwing up seedlings. We put a tomato in some compost in the polytunnel, left it there, and then we've gathered some of that compost up in the spring, put it in this tray in the grow room, and we've got the seeds sprouting. The celery, I'm taking that up the allotment today with a few of the Market More cucumbers. The squash from South Africa is doing well. So are the world record chilies, heavies and longs. They'll be going up the allotment soon. In that middle row there we've got some of the small tomatoes. They're doing okay. Pleased with the red cabbage, heavy cabbage. We're potting some of the, well, all of them on and selecting the best for extra attention. Gigantimos, Moneymakers, and then we've got the mini bell trailing. More Gigantimos and Moneymakers there on the right. They'll be going into my greenhouse. This is a future project, change this into a grow room. And I'm using my tarmac buckets, and they've got holes drilled in them about 2 or 3 inches up, so there's an actual reservoir there, so I'm not losing any of the plant foods as I feed them. I'm going to have 8 of the small tomatoes here, the trailing ones, and I'll have 2 Moneymakers and 2 Gigantimos in here somewhere, just in case we get blight at the allotment. So I'm edging my beds. You know, I've been busy decorating non-stop. This is some of the polystyrene from some of the products that we've had delivered, and I'm going to reuse those within the greenhouse for insulation, and then the cardboard will go up the allotment to cover some of the beds over the winter. Let's pop up to the allotment and see how those seedlings are doing. So back at the allotment, just taken these out of the potting shed. These are the sweet corn F1, so I've got 12 there, so that'll make a nice block. There we've got the sprouts, catskills, broccoli, calabrese, cauliflower all year round on this side, and January King on the left, so 6 plants of each there. Rainbow chard, that will probably be going out today. We've got quite a few sweet peas. Surprising, a couple of days from the plot and everything's growing really well. Some of the flowers, none of the pansies have come up. Larkspur mixed, giant imperial, marigold African, crackerjack mixed, marigold, that's another one, done exactly the same. Some dwarf double mixed dahlias, cosmos, and the lobelia still hasn't come up yet, nor has the morning glory. Broccoli, red fire, that's the sprouting. We've got loads of different lettuce there that need potting on today into containers, ready for cut and grow. And a few more flowers there for the wildflower garden. They'll be the cut flowers if they end up growing. And we've got some dwarf green curled broccoli, more than what I need. Kale, not broccoli. So that's the kale. So if I have a quick look in the polytunnel, much better success with the peas now, using some nice new seed. We get this from the allotment shop, and we can buy it by the pint or part of. Some of the courgettes there. I've planted one. I need to get a few more in. Celery down there. I've left it soaking in water. And we've got the successional sowing of radishes and carrots. And then the leeks in the middle of the screen. More cress down there. Remember we planted the carrots. I need to thin those out now, and nearly every station has got some type of seedling in. Parsnips are always a little bit slower than the others, and we've got a few beetroot there, very slow starting, so I'll set another lot, but I just want a few throughout the year for pickling. There's 3 pointed kale there. And we definitely need to get in and weed the giant carrots and giant parsnips. We're in the onion cage. These are the red onions, and at the moment they're looking pretty good, but normally they pop off to seed. I've done things a little bit differently, but we'll have to see. These are Pete's Kelsey onions. They're now in the ground, and I've planted one in wood chips. There is some compost in there. Again, because we're using these cloth pots, I'm having to water from the bottom, or collect the water, make sure there's plenty of water in there, because they do dry out quite quickly. But I'm just wondering whether the fungus in the wood chips will help the onion, and it's looking remarkably good at the moment. I'll have a look at the 60-day rab sprouting broccoli. This is the 60-day sprouting broccoli, and it's overtook all the rest of the brassicas, and this was sowed about 2 weeks later. So these are in the ground, in the netted tunnel, protected a little bit by that. Those will also support the stalks when they get quite large, and give me something to where I put the stake to support them if they need it. I've removed the rest of the rainbow chard. I've just kept these 2 good quality ones. This is the beans, so I can actually just keep these 2 between the bean rows and the pea rows as we go. And that there is going to be the celery bog garden. Changed plans, but obviously my mind's ticking away. And these are the tops and bottoms off the barrels that I use for the carrots and parsnips. In actual fact, that one that's in the middle of the screen isn't normally that deep, but I sacrificed another barrel so I could get this in, and I'll doing a separate video on this later on as I get time. As you all know, this is the area where I grow most of the lettuces, and obviously while I collect the compost off the side of the road, these buckets were thrown away. They look like they've used them once, and it just happened that I tried thought, well, how can I get the trailing tomatoes that little bit higher? And those buckets fit perfectly. They don't go in very far, but enough. So now we've got soil from the top right down to the bottom, and this is be an ideal place for the trailing tomatoes. I've been covering them over like we did on #starting an allotment, but there we actually turned the bucket upside down. This, they actually can get the roots right down, so we'll see how they do. And as you say, homemade compost, we get lots of little weeds. I don't mind. Thanks for watching, guys. Commenting, subscribing, don't forget to press the like button. And if you're new to my channel, I do things differently. Recycle, spend very little money. So if you're on a tight budget, why not join me on my allotment journey in North Warwickshire in the UK. Ta-ra for now. I've been asked to give out a shout out to Veg Garden UK, a Facebook group which I'm a member of. Pop there, post some pictures and tell Paul Vickery I sent you. Happy gardening, till next time.